is about where you find yourself and where your goals are. How much space is between? Think about that for a second. You know, we talk about stars being light years away and needing to move at the speed of light, 186,000 miles an hour. Miles per second, right? Ridiculous number. And it will still take us 400 years, 50 years. How far away in gratitude is the space to your dreams? That space that you need to cross. Now, my mentor would say to me, it's as close as your skin. Much like when we become aware of something, we realize maybe it's not as big an issue as it was. Maybe it's not as hurtful as it was. I want you to become aware of this, that your dreams aren't as far away as you think they are. So your gratitude blessings might be like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm aware of how far I must go. Because now I can choose a direction. See, if something is only 10 feet away from you, 3 meters away from you, it doesn't seem that far away. Yet if your motion, listen carefully, if your motion is only in a 3-meter circle, you can never get to your goal. So becoming aware of your space in between where you are and where it is. Think about that. You have the ability to compress time and space. You do. You've done it. I can prove it to you. Think of your first kiss. Now, some of you may not be too excited to think of your first kiss because it wasn't a really good kiss. Others of you thought, that was special. Hope it gets better, but that was good. So you crossed from this time to that time in a blink of an eye. You quantum jumped. Quantum is taking the point that where they are and compressing the time in between, getting from here to here without having to cross all that space in between. So my question to you is now, are you ready for a quantum jump from where you are to where your dreams are existing? Bob Proctor says they're on a vibratory plane. Strategy. This is why strategy, the how of your success, that's not inside of you. If it was, wouldn't you be doing it? The how of your next level is not vibrating in your brain right now. It's available to you. In order for you to see it, you may have to put on different glasses. And if you put on different glasses, it might change your focus. but these are vibratory glasses. So your gratitude this morning is about space. All about space. And the because I love you, Sophie. I'm so happy to become aware of the space between me and my goals, because I can now make it closer, because I can now vibrate at a different level, because I'm aware that I'm the one making it far away. I'm so happy and grateful to become aware of the space that holds the thinking stuff. Right? Wallace D. Waddell says in his mantra, there is a thinking stuff which permeates and penetrates and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought held in the substance must be produced by the space. I'm so happy and grateful for the space that exists, because if I put my thoughts into it, it produces those exact thoughts. Remember, thoughts aren't strategy. We're not thinking of how to do it. We're thinking of why to do it. We're thinking of who we become when we do it. This thought, Emerson says, is the most difficult thing you will ever do. It's funny to be grateful for space. Between you and me is space. And yet, that 200 miles or 300 kilometers or 7,000 kilometers is instantly crossed with the sound of my voice. I love that space. Listen carefully to this one. I love that space allows speed, allows things to move faster than I ever thought possible, because my dream can arrive instantly. Kind of cool, isn't it? I love space because it allows for the speed, how fast something can arrive. I'm in Arkansas, you're in Belgium. That's 8,000 kilometers away. It would take me a while to walk there because I was physically doing space. But because space allows speed, my voice can get there instantly. And if my voice can arrive instantly in your home, is it possible for your dream? It is. Well, we're still going through time. If I was able to, us to be able to transmit our our thoughts, right? Telepathy, that's quantum, because that would be even faster than the sound of my voice. Quantum is when you do it in decades and centuries. And what I mean by that, can you accomplish in this year, 2024, all that you could have accomplished in 2 years based upon your previous patterns? Yes. So that is quantum, when you can take a year of your life and get it back. And that's what space allows us to do. Those can grow, those can shrink. When you're talking to somebody and they're in the vibration with you and they feel like they're right there, when they say, I love you, and it triggers emotions in your body, they could be right there. And there's people who can be in the room with you and be 1,000,000 miles away. So in relationships, you might say something like, I'm so grateful for the space in my relationship because it allows me to cut through time and space and bring them here now. I'm so grateful for the space, right? When we do our gratitudes, it's okay to be grateful for the things that seem negative, that we want to transition, that we want to change, transform. I'm so grateful for the distance of space between us, because now I can choose to remove that space and bring them instantly into my spirit, my soul, my heart. I'm so grateful now for the space in my relationships, because I will remove any blocks and pay attention to their movement. So the space in business. I am so grateful I choose the space at the center of my business, because I will allow people and ideas to flow to me from all directions. I am so happy and grateful now that my business expands into space and time, and this vibration attracts those who are seeking more, and they effortlessly find me and we connect in time and space now. I am so happy and grateful for the space in my friendships, because now they are always with me. and they grow stronger and more connected. Let your state become aware of this. Listen to your spirit. Remember, I'm kind of the king of neuroplasticity. I get you to think of things you might not have thought of before, so that you can have things you've never had before. All the things you want are not in a strategy, they're in a state. They're in a place and space that can only be achieved based upon your vibration. Think of that for just a second. Everything you want is in a space you are not. So wouldn't it make sense that it's not about the doing? You can't arrive in that space by doing. Only by being. So great question, Sophie, about people who hurt you. If they're not physically in the room and they still are in your mind, you have put them in that space. How many of us look at our hand after we've cut it and we feel the pain and we feel how we receive it, but doesn't the pain go away as it heals? So for us holding on to those things that hurt us and they're not in the room, we're having an argument in our mind. So we might say, I love the way space can heal me. They say time does. I'm not sure time heals. I know space does. Space is how far away that memory goes. Time heals all wounds. It does when we allow space to operate accordingly. So if you take these people, you take this energy, you have to look at the energy, not the person, because the person is already miles or kilometers, or maybe they're in the same room. But you can put that hurt out on the edge of the universe, where it's not in your space. It's not as prominent, it's not as powerful in your space. I'm so happy and grateful that space allows me to place my pain and my hurt at a distance beyond my pain. It allows me to be more present in my current space. You feel the shift in your body. It doesn't make it any less. It's like if I stood out on the porch here on the ranch and yelled for you, Sophie, I love you. you won't be able to hear it. It doesn't mean my love for you is weak. It's just too far away for you to hear it right now. I'm so happy and grateful for the space that allows me to put the pain and hurt others have given to me at a distance that I can no longer feel it, and yet I'm aware of it. Much like any of you ever have a dog that's barking at guests and you tell it to be quiet, or maybe you put it in a room. Do you think the dog stops barking in its mind when it's still all anxious and pulling on the collar? We don't hear it, but I can promise you it is still barking in its mind. It just doesn't want to make you mad anymore. There's something for you to swirl about. So be grateful for space, because it's space that allows you time. We're moving forward in space. Yes, we're moving forward in time. Into where? Into the expanding space. If you've seen graphics of how the Earth is moving through space and the planets are spiraling because they're all in a rotation, in a forward movement away from the center of the Big Bang. We're all moving through space. It's what allows us to exist.